welcome back to Let's Play Master Quest. Last time, we got prepared to do some dungeons and difficult traversing's. This time, we're gonna show off this Dodongo's Cavern. First off, and I probably should equip my new shield for this, but when I need it, I'm going to equip it. But first off, I want to show something neat. I mean, you see that platform rising up, but you also may notice a chest over there. That chest sure would be nice if we could just jump down there somehow. So, I just happened to, let me find setup. Not quite. Let's see, there's that. I'm just looking for a few certain visual spots. It may be hard to see, but there's a texture that's disconnected to Link's left. I just need to get close enough to it so that I can jump down at a slightly specific angle. Okay, so what I just did there was I set up a certain angle to jump down here where I could recoil at enough angle to get within this big entrance. And because I did that, I'm able to get the bombs a little bit early. It may take a couple tries, but you get bombs early. And also, it's a huge sequence break in this dungeon, but wait, there's more. And also, there's probably some way to figure out a setup for that, but I just used some visual clues. Let me just, So, future me interjecting here to say that the discussion on geometry that I had recorded right here, it didn't turn out as well as I would have liked. So I'm just going to append it to a deleted scene series that I have a few clips for and plan to eventually edit and upload, but that's why it's not here. Anyway, back to the normal gameplay. Let's go back to the normal quest. Enough talking about geometry. Let's do some stuff with those bombs. And don't worry, I'll come back to Dodongo's Cavern later. I just want to get a few things first. Oh, I should probably, not record my cursor. Alright. I'm back. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's how you can get bombs early. Just pay attention to those angles, and if you're not getting it, you might need to adjust it slightly. It's pretty tricky, but not impossible. That's just how I found my way of doing it. It just, like I said, it takes a few tries. Sometimes. But I remember what I said about my shield? Yeah, I should probably equip it now. Because, as you can guess with the dungeon rewards our health. And yes, that's a cow you heard. And also, this is where that milk bottle start may come into play. Simply because, yeah, these rocks are a little bit unpredictable. I just like to face tank them, just because of that unpredictability. Just because of getting comboed with them. But anyway, yeah. I'm not sure if I've done this in vanilla at this point, or have that episode released of getting stuff up here. But yep, this is the sort of intended items to get it. The absolute minimum. Just bombs, a slingshot, and a 4 or 5 hearts. Oh, and maybe some Gorn Ruby, but that's just a MacGuffin. And yep, you don't need to destroy all the spiders. But there's a reason for that. And that's mostly because I want to be efficient with gold skullshell hunting. Because otherwise there's just a bunch of backtracking that no one wants to see again. Let me remember. Nope. Let me remember what the song goes. First note. You know, sometimes I forget the first note and just skip a note or whatever. This wants you to do it in order. Whatever, it's not efficient, whatever. But, hey, we got a thing. We got a thing. And it's going to unlock some things for us. So let's just see what that's all about. So anyway, ignoring some story triggers, we were originally supposed to just vanquish all the Dodongos. But we had more valuable things to do, like doing side quests for other people. And so naturally, we climbed up into the mountain, had the only potential useful owl encounter, because I wanted to do some damage dodging. And we're just going to ignore their problems for now, because we got bombs. But don't worry, soon enough we're going to have to return to that dungeon. But I do want to get a few things first before then. Mostly just for being efficient about fully clearing a lot of these dungeons. But also, I spoke about not getting a whole bunch of heart pieces, but there's 4 I am going to get. This is one of them. And I know what another one of them is. Oh yeah, I'm ignoring all these sculptures for now. But now that we've gotten magic, it's time to go back to Hyrule Castle. So I'm going to cut there. Right, so I'm back at Hyrule Castle. I just want to pick something up here for coming up real soon. Now, in regular Ocarina time, this wouldn't have much relevance till much later, but this is Master Quest. It has relevance a lot early. But I should probably have my bombs out. And my Ocarina. Don't forget the Ocarina. Yeah. It's a good spot for it because it's the most played song. And there's a lot of these optimizations that I should probably practice, but I'm just too lazy about them. Like best decisions on where to place items to be most effective with song playing and whatnot. But whatever. It's one of those things you notice after a while. Because, you know, it just helps with being a lot more consistent with playing Zelda's Lullaby. Speaking of, following the advice of the Death Mountain Great Fairy, we took a visit to another Great Fairy that happened to be located in Hyrule Castle. Our reward was Den's Fire, which is helpful for lighting stuff on fire, as well as getting rid of some cobwebs. Most notably, torches. It's useful for lighting torches when there's a lot of torches all around. But, you know, let's advance through game events first off. Just to see how stuff goes according to plan. Oh yeah, I should also mention, yeah, don't worry about me skipping to the bombs. I will show off the intended routes later. I just want to be efficient with some gold sculptures. And, you know, Master Quest, as we've already known, needs some items that are high-reaching to get some of the gold sculptures. So that's really what I'm getting right there. Something that can reach up high onto the ceiling to grab those for me. And that I can actually use as a child. And not skipping this dialogue. I think being Dodongo's Cavern means that... I forget. Whatever. Great. Hoot hoot to you two. But basically, what did I want to do with that? Basically, you need bombs to get through here. or well-timed jump. But, yeah, I showed off doing this with the chicken, but you can just jump from this angle to get over here. Yeah, I didn't know that for the longest time until I watched a few randomizer runs, and people were doing that jump as a child. And let me think what items I want to have equipped. Yeah, I have a favorable setup for items right now. I have the Ocarina to get in, bombs to blow stuff up, and the only one that I don't have as much favor with is the nuts. And also note that, aside from not having the Goron's Ruby and 1 extra heart, I pretty much, one of the intents of Ocarina of game design is possibly having the player have that densifier already. Just keep that in mind for right now, because it has a lot of value. See what I mean about having items equipped efficiently? You want to equip them in such a way that memory can take advantage of that, such as having the Ocarina on the first note of Zelda's Lullaby. I'm going to ignore that sculpture, which really just made that so much easier to memorize, because it's just the same 3-button loops for those songs, and the other songs, I have different mnemonics for them, like different shapes on my with regards to how my buttons are configured. But it's just, personally connecting, having that personal connection to the songs. But yeah, King Guy won't move over there. Says his daughter's missing. So naturally, we talk to all the Zoras, and eventually we'd stumble upon the diving game, or maybe even, perhaps this would be the first of the Zoras to talk to. So naturally, it's worth looking into the minigames to see if there's some way around searching for this Princess Ruto, or any sign of Ruto. So naturally, most players on their first playthrough of Ocarina of Time would look around and find an area called Lake Hylia, and notice that there's a bottle under the water. But wait, there's something odd about that bottle. But we can't reach that bottle. So naturally, exploration eventually leads us to this point right here, where there's a nice reward promised for completing this minigame. And in fact, one interesting thing about this minigame, should you choose to play it again, is that there's harder versions of it, which is helpful if you're grinding for rubies, which is most often not the case, a necessity in regular Ocarina of Time, but Randomizer changes that. But it's just worth pointing out. Anyway, with this in mind, now we're able to get that letter. Oh yeah, and I should also mention that storyline skipping that I did. You thought that was crazy? It's gonna get crazier. That's just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. Or perhaps. Huh. Oh, yeah. It's probably just the graphics being a little bit odd. Because, whatever, it's a thing that does from time to time with a few graphics. Point is, we got a letter with a bottle. But most importantly, we got a bottle! I probably stole it from someone else's commentary. But let's talk about efficiency. Don't need the ocarina, but I certainly do need the letter. And because I got an empty bottle with nothing in it, oh, I can pick up a fish now. And yes, you do need a fish. It doesn't serve us personally any, it doesn't help us out too personally, but someone else it might be helpful for. Oh, come on, don't read the letter. So, with that bottle we found earlier, it obviously contained a letter. That letter told us that there was this princess that was eaten by one Lord Jabu Jabu. Now, the king, I'd like to say that his age was showing there, but he took a while to move over. Luckily, I'm not going to let you sit. I'm not going to force you to sit through that again. But with all that in mind, meet Lord Jabu Jabu. You need a fish to get into him, or a well-timed jump slash. I'm not good with that jump slash. Like, even worse than getting those bombs early. But, with that in mind, next time, we'll explore Lord Jabu Jabu's belly. Oh, wait, there's one more thing. I forgot about one thing before then. Because I'm used to playing this in a different way. With either randomizer or vanilla. But we already see some weird stuff. But I do want to get but like I said, I do want to get something else first. Which does involve that and that. As my preferred equipment. But there's one other item for right now. I just need to get to it. Because it's a purely optional item, but it's an item that really is nice for navigating through places. And one that I wish I would have remembered to get earlier in vanilla. Because it isn't too much of a detriment as far as regular Ocarina time goes, but here in Master Quest, it can be pretty nice. But it can be pretty nice. Same thing applies to Master Quest. I just wanted to save some personal time. Just to have it. Yep. Like her sisters before her, there was another great fairy in Zora's Fountain. This great fairy granted us Feor's Wind, an item that can set a waypoint for us into dungeons that we can easily return to at a moment's notice. Whose uses are quite helpful for returning to, say, a lost gold Skulltula, whose items we don't yet have. But that's just an example. But it is a pretty big example for as far as Master Quest is concerned. And yep. Navi's gonna tell us that we should probably clear Dodongo's Cavern, but I want to get one other item first. Before then. That item, we're gonna see if we can find it. Or more like 2 items, but 1.5. Whatever. What are those items? Find out next time.